Hi friends, welcome to Air to Earth Tarot. I'm Ange and we are reading rather, for Cancer. So hi Cancer, I hope everybody's well and safe and doing all the things to keep yourself that way. So we are reading for December 2020 for Cancer. If you have not checked out my 6 or so minute video on changing up the way that I read a little bit and why, please do so. It will explain exactly what I'm thinking and why. And I will be also putting out some podcast episodes when our season 3 comes out, which will be in early 2021. Talking more in depth about how I see New Age spirituality, how I see tarot fitting into all of that, and where I stand in all of it. So, lots to be excited about. And yeah, just check that out. You will notice that there are lots more questions and less statements in the readings, and that is on purpose. So again, check out that video and it will kind of explain further why I'm doing that. So we are going to pull Cancer. 2 cards in love, 2 cards in career, and 2 cards in personal development. We will then clarify with another deck and then close off with an animal oracle card for advice. If you are interested in the decks that I use, that information will be in the description box below, as well as the our Instagram, email, and other ways that you can get in contact with me, and also just find out information about what's going on with Air to Earth. All that information will be in the description box below, so make sure you check that out. And here we go. Spirits, guides, angels, ancestors, what do we have for Cancer for December 2020? Page of Pentacles in reverse. Tower. What else do we have for Cancer for December 2020? In career. Knight of Pentacles. 8 of Cups. And personal development. 9 of Cups. And the 2 of Pentacles. All right, Cancer, let's get it going. Let's get it going. Okay. Goodness. I did 6 signs in a row today, and you're the last one, Cancer, so my throat is getting a little dry. Alrighty, so in love, Cancer, we got the Page of Pentacles. It came out in reverse, but I'll show you upright. With the Tower, which I'll show you in a second. So, Cancer, this is talking about a situation where you don't quite know where to invest. You don't quite know where to invest. And investments, of course, don't just talk about money. They talk about time, love, energy. All of those are investments that we make. So I would challenge you to think about where you're putting your time, money, energy, love, especially because it came out in the love position. The Tower often talks about a sudden change, a sudden change of perspective, a sudden change in your external space, a sudden change in circumstance, a sudden change. It could be good or bad, but it is a change, and it's very apparent, and it's very sudden usually. So if you find yourself thinking of a particular situation when I say that, then stay there, mentally think about that. Woo! Excuse me. And if that tower moment, if that change has you thinking about redirecting your investments, then good. Then good. Then take the time to do that. The last thing you want to do is just continue on autopilot. So while I may be someone who just enjoys thinking and thinking and thinking and thinking, I know that a lot of people don't. For a lot of different reasons. A lot of people may not enjoy the slew of emotions that tend to come up when we think too much. So I get it. But at your own pace, Cancer, I would challenge you to think about, first of all, if there was a tower moment, if there was something that changed your perspective, what was it? And how did it change your perspective? What did you think of a situation or a person before, and how did it change? That's first of all. Second of all, how does that change your investment into that situation or person? All right. So again, that investment can be money, time, love, energy. So reallocating your what you give. And if, like I said, if there was a change, pay attention to it and adjust accordingly. The worst thing you can do is continue on autopilot after something has changed or presented itself and changed your perspective. Try to be accepting of change, Cancer. In career, we have the Knight of Pentacles. We have the Knight of Pentacles, which can be an archetype of something that has you ready to act, to make some sort of move as it pertains to your finances, your career. Again, it could be reallocating an investment, switching some things around, but there's definitely action tied to your money. Your money. And that's because this is in the career placement. So I would think about that in terms of career, as well as your relationships. How are you allocating time, money, energy? How are you allocating it? How can you change it so that it works better for you? If it's not working in some way, if something changed, how can you reallocate to suit your needs? And then we have the Eight of Cups, which can talk about pivoting, right? So it's all the same kind of energy here. Pivoting, changing perspective, looking a different way, finding a different way to do something, yeah. So I would ask you to ask yourself, Cancer, how can you pivot? How can you pivot in your career? And also, how can you pivot in your relationships to better serve you? To better serve your needs. And in personal development, we have the Nine of Cups in reverse. I'll show it to you upright. The Nine of Cups talks about contentment, fulfillment, feeling at ease, emotionally. So in the reverse, again, and in light of what I've read so far, if you're unhappy, Cancer, how can you adjust to eventually feel better? Now, I understand that, some things can't happen right away, and that's frustrating all, in and of itself, but if you don't do anything, you can only expect more unhappiness, more of whatever it is you're experiencing. So if what you're experiencing is negative or just became negative, a change is in order sooner than later. Sooner than later, right? But it all depends on how quickly you want to feel better, right? Or you want things to get better. And then it's accompanied by the Two of Pentacles, which can talk about juggling too much. Traditionally, in this particular deck, it has a more positive connotation, which is like bringing resources together, however little they may be, but bringing them together in a smart way. So I'm just getting like investment kind of vibes, like readjusting your investments to better suit you. Not that things, only you know. Obviously, I'm talking to a whole bunch of people. So for some of you, it's not so bad. Others, it's bad, So the sooner, like I said, you start taking some action towards changing the way that you give money, time, love, energy, then it will probably change for the better. And that's just probability. Doesn't take a rocket scientist to know that. But you got to do something, Cancer. I think that is apparent. So whatever it is you're thinking about as I'm saying this, whatever it is that you are toiling over, just know that the sooner you make moves out of a bad situation, the better. All right, let's clarify. Can we clarify the cards on the table, please, for Cancer for December 2020? Ace of Swords and the Three of Swords in reverse. Can we clarify the Knight of Pentacles and the Eight of Cups, please? Nine of Pentacles and the Nine of Cups and Two of Pentacles, please. Can we clarify for Cancer for December 2020? Strength in reverse. Okay. I watched Princess and the Frog last night, and the shadow man who does tarot in the movie, I'm just singing the song in my head. Anyway, are you ready? Are you ready? Just can't get it out of my head. All right, Cancer. So we got the Ace of Swords in reverse and the Three of Swords in reverse. Let's break it apart. Ace of Swords first. So it did come out in reverse, but I like to show it to you upright. I don't want to show you upside down. There's no point to that. So you can see the imagery here. So this is the Ace of Swords, which, again, I was actually diagnosed by a psychologist with an adjustment disorder. So, and I think it's just a term, for someone who maybe to their own detriment, really, really doesn't like to adjust, just likes to be comfortable and will stick to the original plan till things are just falling apart. So I'm going to extend, the advice that I was given to you, Cancer. Don't be afraid to pivot. Don't be afraid to adjust, especially if something is very apparent, like is happening in your face, that calls for adjustment, that is not working for you. So, it came out in reverse, which tells me that, you may or may not be afraid of like a new beginning or new ideas as, what's the word? I hate when that happens. applied to an old situation. So don't be afraid to apply new ideas to an old situation. Adjust, in other words. And then the Three of Swords in reverse, which is, like there is a truth to be found, but sometimes we got to search for that thing. And sometimes that's painful, but only you can do that work for yourself, Cancer. So this is in the love position. So, just think about your relationships with people, the people you care about most, your spouse, loved one, partner, platonic, friendships, family, children, parents, siblings. If there is pain somewhere, ask yourself why. Why does this hurt to think about this? Why am I so unwilling to adjust? What has presented itself that makes me feel like I should adjust? All that. Like, dig. Answers will come. They live in us. But we gotta look for them. We gotta be willing to do the dirty work. Speaking of dirty work, Nine of Pentacles came out to clarify your career situation of pivoting, of reinvesting money, time, love, energy. So the Nine of Pentacles talks about, self-sufficiency. So maybe Cancer, it's a personal account, something you can call your own, something that it speaks to your self-sufficiency. So maybe that's the adjustment. Maybe you're a little too dependent on others, or people are too dependent on you. I don't know. But look at that give and take in your relationships. And also with work, it's very important that relationship be kept honest and is updated. I'm talking about the worker, employer, employee relationship. So Cancer, if that speaks to you, then look at that and take action. If it's not working for you anymore, then voice that, communicate that. And in personal development, we got the Strength card in reverse, clarifying those archetypes of not feeling fulfilled, possibly juggling too much, or just needing to reallocate money, however little it may be. Investing. So the Strength in reverse, again, is talking about like doing what works for you. Like, don't forget you, Cancer. Don't forget that you matter just as much as anyone else, right? So don't get into the habit of putting people before you and then wondering why you're left without. Like, sometimes you got to take action for what works for you and voice what you bring to the table. So if it's talking about work, then it may be time to renegotiate your work conditions. If it's in a relationship, we have to do that often in relationships as well. Renegotiation, adjustments, reinvesting, all that. Not my favorite work to do, so I get it if you're hesitant, but very necessary. All right, Cancer. So let's get some advice for Cancer for December 2020. And we are finito. What do we have for Cancer December 2020 to close this reading? Are you ready? Are you ready? I have to actually learn the song. All right. What do we have for Cancer for December 2020? Are you ready? Are you ready? Thank you. Chimpanzee. Use both your intuition and your intellect to solve the problem or get answers to your question. So realize that we have two very complicated decision-making mechanisms within us. Our intuition is one, and our intellect is the other. So it can be really hard. It's a mouthful to say use both, like it's easy, but try to allow yourself the freedom to just kind of discern for you. You don't have to think through everything, Cancer. Sometimes your heart, your gut will speak to you if you listen. So thanks so much for watching, Cancer. I wish you all the best in the month of December 2020, and I will see you next month. Thanks so much. Bye.